I heard his latest movie did not open well. Bieber's.
Oh.
Yeah. So
He has a movie?
yeah,
He has 2.
he has 2.
I'm so glad I don't know that. Like,
Well-
I'm super glad.
Well, you can't get the genie back in the bottle, you know now. So
That's how it is. Here we go. Hi. Once upon a groove on an old soul tune. I watch the pin move to shape the break loops. Who makes moves, maneuver in the right direction. The rest of you get left behind.
Welcome everyone to Drunkcast Live, episode 67. Yay! Taking place here at Don's Depot in Austin, Texas. I'm your host, Travis Kildorf. Drunkcast Live is a podcast that takes place in bars around Austin, bars all over the world eventually, and we hang out and bug your regulars. No, we have general topic conversation about entertainment, news, etc. We have it with some really, really cool people, like, for example, Ben Hampton.
Hi, I'm cool.
Hey, Ben Hampton's cool. Across from him is Adam McWaters.
It's debatable.
To the left of the always modest Adam McWaters is Dylan on the boards as usual. We have Justin, I'll say Justin W, or should I say Wilhelm?
Wilhelm's fine. Thanks for having me back.
Well, I'm back on the show.
The NSA already knows where he is.
And a very special guest on the show, we call her Mims. She is the Mimsicle. She is the Mims of all of them.
Hello.
Thank you for being on the show, Mims.
Welcome.
Thank you for surprisingly being on the show.
Reluctantly, surprisingly being on the show.
Reluctantly crouched. We have 2 questions for people who've been on the show for the first time. The first one is, what are you drinking?
Oh, that's embarrassing. I never drink vodka soda. I swear.
Well, you can make it up.
But
But
that's
you
what
could
you
have made it up, but now we know.
Scotch on the rocks,
Scotch on the
definitely.
rocks. Perfect. And the second question is, what is your totem? What is your spirit animal?
That's a common reaction, right?
Gotcha question.
Shannon Sosamon.
All right, we'll take it.
We'll take it. We got some shots in front of us.
That's our
We'll
number one
have to
answer.
give a shot to
Whose shot is this?
Mims and Wilhelm coming back. Oh, you had the really incredibly tall one.
Yeah, who had this one?
Well, not me.
Oh, I guess you had both of those.
It's going to be one of those nights.
I'll leave the incredibly tall one since it's never going to get warm.
This episode brought to you by Passin' Out. Passin' Out.
It happens.
In our audience tonight, we have Don Dotson taking his shot, and of course, the always present Dave Ruckel. Woo! And Marcus, we call him DJ Wolf Blanker. Oh. There we go. Yeah. Later on, we'll do an entire show, 45 minutes to about an hour, whatever we feel like, and then we'll do a second show later on the week if we get enough content, really is the most important thing. And we'll probably have some people switch in, switch out, talk about some things, and have a good time. But the most important thing is, how was everyone's week? Yay!
It was great. Yay.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah.
How was New Year's for everybody? I know how it was for Justin here. For William.
Awful for Justin.
It was awful.
I wasn't even really that hungover on New Year's Day because I managed to go to bed at 5 and just sleep until morning. But it was good. We had people over. It was nice.
Nice. Yeah, that was nice.
So.
Yeah, nice. How about you, Adam? You weren't on the show last week.
We had a pajama party at my house.
Nice.
It was awesome.
A tawdry pajama party or just a regular one?
It was fairly regular.
Fairly regular.
So, Ninja Turtles.
No.
Onesies.
Well, my kid was in town, so,
Oh, yeah.
we couldn't
sure.
get too
Oh,
tawdry
sure,
with it.
Sure. And Mims was over with me over at Wilhelm's. What did you guys do for the day?
Lots of pinball.
Lots of pinball. At the place you were talking about that had or other places. Like, did you go to pinballs?
We did not go to pinballs. We went to 04 Lounge, and then we played a lot of Burger Time at
Fuck
Kung
yeah,
Fu Saloon.
Fuck yeah, Burger Time. Fuck yeah, Burger Time.
Nice.
I think I love it.
It's worth loving. Definitely worth loving.
Previously, because we've had a couple new people from international audiences, we've been trying to introduce some people, let people know what's going on. So, Wilhelm, in a real quick, maybe a sentence or so, a blip, can you explain what makes you you?
Yeah, what are you?
What are you, sir?
Who am you?
Self-deprecatingly funny? Question mark? Yeah.
Question mark.
I'm kind of like a day walker. I act like I have low self-esteem, but I have a surprising moderate level of confidence, kind of. So,
I like that. Day walker.
Day walker, yeah. All their strengths, none of their weaknesses. So.
Yeah, sure.
People like having me around, sort of. So as long as they'll have me. You guys had me back twice, so...
Oh, yeah.
But then again, like, you invited me on here at New Year's half drunk, so I don't know if you meant it.
Oh, I always
So,
meant it.
Yeah.
We're
always
also heavy alcoholics.
Well,
so
right,
there's
right.
that.
Yeah, I mean,
True.
As drunk as I am, the more lucid I get. So really, only trust me when I'm falling over or don't know
In a
where I
garage.
am. Mim, same question.
I don't really know how to answer that. I just do little cameos. I like to come on strong at first, make sure everyone knew me, and now I'll just pop around every once in a while. Hi, y'all.
Yeah, nice. Well, so what do we know you from around town? How do we know you as the Mims?
Well, I know
of all
y'all
time?
because I used to work at Hula Hut.
Hula Hut. And if the people who've listened to the show long enough know that the Hula Hut connection is very relevant. Happens a lot.
It's broad.
Wilhelm
Everyone's deep,
from
yeah.
broad.
Katie and Matt Lauer, of course. And then what have you been doing since Hula Hut?
Architectural photography, and I bartended at the Highball for a while.
Right.
That's
right
about
on, right on. Well, so
Miss
glad
the highball.
to be
I do
on
too.
the show. I'll go ahead and say, since we keep this short because we have real stuff to talk about later, this is a good intro section. Let's go ahead and take a break, and we'll wait for my beer to come back, and then we'll get back to the show.
But your new sound hasn't gone off yet.
Oh, no, I said it early, so I'll just add it in later. Right here.
Break.
And the nights new, what a feeling, what a nice move.
That's why he's the best punk rock star of our generation.
That's right.
Shoes tripping on this deep groove. And the nights new, what a feeling, what a nice move. Boom, boom, bam, boom, box. We're here to rock.
Welcome back to the show. Hey, segment 2. Start. So, a lot of stuff happened in the news this week. A lot of guys.
The Stanhope thing, I think, was my favorite thing you guys shared.
That stand-up thing's pretty.
That
pretty
was
awesome.
actually pretty good.
Pretty awesome.
'Cause
Okay.
it's both horribly horrible and horribly funny at the
You
same
want to
time.
give a summary for the Stanhope thing?
No, you go ahead.
Give me some context.
So, reading it at first, it seemed a little weird. Stanhope essentially was giving money to a person in Oklahoma to be a dick. But really, he was being an ultra dick because this person who was in Oklahoma after a tornado accident, she mentioned that she was an atheist, and he thought, you got some balls on you to say you're an atheist in Oklahoma. I want to give you a lot of money. Because everyone else was decimated, he wanted to do it just to be a troll to give her like $125,000 to fix her house because God's not going to help. Like big smirky donations, like God damn it! Like, of course, and I think
Yeah.
Dylan was. What was your question or your response to that last night? Like, where? I mean, how does he have that many followers?
Yeah. My first question was, I didn't know Doug Stanhope was popular enough to have anyone pay attention to him to give him
$125,000 because that is a lot for. Yeah.
And
But he made a video. So this was a tornado rolled through Oklahoma and wiped that whole town. And Wolf Blitzer was doing interviews, and it's like, but you're happy God saved your
Right,
kids,
right.
right? And the woman goes, I'm an atheist. And it was that person he was trying to help. Because
Yeah.
watching the news scroll, like, Jesus praised, send money to help. He's like, fuck that. I'm going to give money to her because she doesn't have Jesus. He made this whole video, and it's the most crass, brilliant, funny, awful thing I've ever seen at the same time.
Doug Stanhope, known for really setting fire on the corpse of the Man Show, which is probably the easiest thing in the whole world to be a part of, because you just show some boobs and dance and then whatever.
Jump
and
on a
then
trampoline.
You don't have to do very much, but it was crashed and burned at that point because they're just mean people, like just naturally mean. I don't know. I'm not going to try to say his name so many times like Candyman. He'll come out and just trash us. But
Well, then we could have Doug Stanhope on the show to ruin.
Or to raise
our show.
$125,000 for Drunkcast.
Right. So
We lost our recording equipment in a tornado. Give us money.
God won't save us. Can you please help? No, that's not it. Adam, can you please explain Obama's secret plan to use aliens and Canadians?
I can't, actually. I read that article, and
Still don't know.
yeah, I don't really know what that guy's talking about.
Yeah,
So
well,
I'm on the fence as to whether or not we should just not talk about that, or if we should start listening to this guy a lot. Apparently, the gist of it is he's estimating that Obama is going to announce contact with alien life to distract from some other horse shit that he's actually doing.
Sure.
And granted, that's a pretty common tactic. I think that's an easy one. It's just-
History will show that that's happened time and time again.
well, no. I mean, the I'm going to make a big announcement about something so that I can do all this over here that you don't pay attention to in Syria or whatever.
Sure. Wag the dog.
Yeah.
Right.
Except I think the guy's just jumping the shark a little with the "we made contact with alien life" thing.
Don't
that
you?
seems a little ambitious for a lie. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta walk before or crawl before you can walk. Just
don't jump right off, man.
Well, you wait for that to happen first, too, right? I mean, in any other situation, you could say like, well,
That would be the preferable point to all of these details coming together would be that actually happening. In which case, no, I'm seriously, guys, I'm not doing shit in Syria. We just talked to motherfucking aliens.
Right.
And they're awesome.
Right.
And they're all hot.
Yeah.
They want to come down and party.
They're all hot.
And they gave us this new drone technology. We're going to start using
Right.
Against
So-
Syria.
to monitor your phone call.
We're bringing them a universal health care.
They've told us there are weapons of mass destruction, and
This new galactic healthcare plan they have.
Weapons of ass destruction.
Lots of anal probes.
Great movie.
That's part of Obamacare, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
By
Lots of anal
by the
probes.
first, anal probes, for sure. Well, I mean, again, how else are you going to know for sure what kind of level of service you need
Until you get the probe.
until you get the probe?
Yeah.
Get the probe.
So is it how far it goes
Brought,
in?
brought to you by the
I
ACA.
don't know.
Get the probe, avoid the flu.
Right. I think Benjamin Franklin said that.
Yeah.
He did.
It's how we made
loved
electricity.
it.
One
He
ounce
loved
of
butt
probe.
stuff.
1 ounce of probe is worth a pound of.
Oddly, that's how we discovered
Butt
electricity.
stuff. That was his newsletter, you know.
The butt stuff
Ben
almanac.
Franklin's butt stuff.
have y'all ever read much about Benjamin Franklin? He was nuts. Like
yeah,
he
sure.
had. I'm just making sure.
Well,
he
I
was
mean-
awesome. Well, not
All
awesome,
because he
but
was
like
a
it's
drunk.
insane.
He was a
All of
poster
his
child for
torture chamber and all the hundreds of Indian scalps they found. Like, yeah, he was
Tell us
apparently
more.
horrible.
I mean, he was also a scientist, ma'am. So let's keep this not
Yeah.
That was purely
partisan.
academia.
Right.
Dude.
I guess those Indians could have used some cell phones back in the day, right?
And he's like,
Hey,
Spoilers.
Yeah.
He's gonna cut my head off.
No, I scalped
City Bowl.
Freddy too. That
Custer's
homeless
coming.
guy.
Little text.
It was science.
I guess I have not been paying attention to the news this week. Both of these are huge revelations for me. Well, huge, but I mean, I had not heard these stories. So, what else you have for us, Travis?
I was going to ask a question if you don't mind.
Please,
Travis.
please do.
So now that they've fixed healthcare.gov, I haven't been keeping up with it, and I really should have been.
You
But-
can't get it.
No, I know. I don't want it.
Just saying.
But have the numbers been going up? Has everything going better?
that
with
depends
it?
on who you talk to, apparently.
Well, the news
there's-
cycle's been quiet for the holidays. I'm sure we'll hear more in a couple of weeks when John Stewart comes back.
When
in the
John
air.
Stewart comes back, I was going to say, yeah.
But yeah, it
On the
also,
hiatus.
like what you said, I mean, it depends on
Yeah,
who
there's-
you're talking to, where you're going to get your news, your facts, how you want to spin it.
Yeah,
so.
some people are saying like, oh, there's been this massive increase in insurance, like insured poor people, and then some people are saying it's a total failure.
CNBC actually said, and I believe this, 10 trillion people have signed up
Sure,
for
yeah.
Affordable Care Act.
Yeah.
I think
More-
Fox,
more people
I think
than on
Fox
the
noted
Earth
that
itself.
it
Yeah.
by a
actually
lot. Yeah.
increased the deficit
By
by
a-
4 times.
A
Right.
significant
By
margin.
a shitload, yeah.
Speaking of interesting facts or figures that may or may not be true, the first day, January 1st, Colorado, very important thing for all of us, I'm sure. First day you could legally buy marijuana in Colorado. They raised $1 million in sales
Yeah.
the first day.
And four people died.
And, well, no one actually died. Well, I mean,
From marijuana?
not from marijuana. Maybe they got into a
In unrelated deaths.
very very slow car crash. Or,
Those two stories together.
I mean,
It's a 4-mile-an-hour head-on collision.
right.
Yeah.
Well, the one
Airbags did not deploy because they were going
the
fast
one
enough.
dude fell out of his beanbag at terminal velocity. And, yeah.
Well, and apparently I heard that there's kind of like how at an amusement park you can pay a little extra and then you can like jump the line and you get to go on the ride first. If you actually have the medical marijuana card, the red card, you get to skip to the front and you don't pay a whole host of the taxes that have been levied against the marijuana as well. So
And now we know.
Colorado.
We know
Yeah.
the pot agenda.
how you're going to do. Well, yeah. It's kind of like
Jump the fucking line.
That's right. They're in bed with the amusement park policy group.
So all these people are going to get red cards now, kind of like how here you couldn't get into the Capitol. You could bypass the metal detector at the Capitol if you had a CHL, so everyone was getting concealed handgun licenses so they could just get to work faster at the Capitol. So
Oh, that makes sense too.
In related news, cases of glaucoma went up like 4,000% in Colorado.
well, thoughts and prayers to all those imaginary
Oh, yeah.
glaucoma sufferers.
Right. I have 17 grandparents. They all need it really badly.
They'd come themselves, but they can't
My
drive.
family's incredibly complicated.
Right.
None of them had legs, so I had to drive and pick all up their stuff, their marijuana.
Right.
I will say the only time I've ever been hit by a car on my bicycle was by a very, very high man.
Okay.
So
I
you
think
were
I'm
hit.
was in a monster
anti-stoned in
truck?
driving.
So you were hit by a guy who was very high in a car going 3 miles an hour.
Yes, it didn't
Yeah.
even bend my wheel. It was really funny, actually.
He actually broke his fender. Like,
I was at a stop sign, and then I had the right of way. He pulled up after, and he like gave me the wave, and I was like, okay.
But then he kept coming.
Yeah, and then he slowly, I start riding, and I was like, is he really doing this? And he just slowly bumped my back
Yeah,
wheel.
yeah, you heard
and
this,
he
you
got
heard.
out. He's like, oh man.
Yeah,
are
that's
you
what I was
okay?
gonna say. That was literally what I was gonna say. You just hear, "Oh man."
That's exactly what it was.
His windows down, you just hear, whoa.
He wasn't waving you through. He was getting smoke out of the way.
His eyes were so red. He was so slow. It was really funny. I was like, I guess.
Did you just hit my car?
Hey, did you see that? You see
man,
that chick
am I
that just
okay?
rode by? Right. Oh man, my parents are gonna kill me. That's actually gonna be curious for me too, because the first month, you're gonna have two major things. Obviously, all the money coming in for people buying weed, and then all of the money they're gonna make on DWI or DUI arrests for people who don't know that it's still illegal to smoke weed and drive.
It comes with a card explaining
It should.
the law. It
but-
does.
That would require
well, I
that
mean,
people read.
Yeah, at the bottom of the card should
You
be
can
like
always
an
bet
In-N-Out
on failure
coupon
on
or
that
something.
one.
You know, like that's the way to get people to read. It's like, oh, here's 50% off of Pizza Hut.
Right.
You know, hidden in this message. Please do not actually. Fuck it. You're
Now,
not
are they
reading this.
changing? I mean, well, I guess never mind. It's a dumb question. But I was like, how? Never mind. I was just gonna ask, like, are they changing the tests on how to find? I mean,
It's
or
a
I
blood
guess they'll
test.
just.
Actually,
it is a blood test. Okay.
yeah, they can do a blood test on that. And,
Creepy.
yeah, you can just tell them a knock joke too. Probably works. Something really silly.
And it's the police
Who's
officer
there?
that takes
Orange.
the blood. He just does the blood test there. They arrest you and take you somewhere and then take your blood.
Yeah, well, no, I think it's
Because of his year and a half at nursing school.
I mean, in Texas, it's a street thing, you know. I mean, like, well, yeah, phlebotomy is.
Well, and
scary,
that's
too.
why the reason I ask is because I used to donate plasma in high school and college, and when I asked like what it takes to be the guy that sticks you, they're like, six days of training, 2 hours, and I was just
Yeah.
like, really? You just like come off the street and so yeah, someone that I had a college course with, I saw at the Adventist Bioservices, and I was like, aren't you in my anthropology? She's like, shut up, you know, and then yeah, so I stopped going shortly thereafter. Yeah.
Hold on,
Sure.
mate. I'm really hungover. Leave me alone right now. I gotta get this right.
Right.
Oh, I remember you. I used your blood to get over this hangover. I mean, hey. Thanks for the plasma. Anything else in the news, guys, that you thought was actually kind of interesting? Anything, since you didn't hear of any of these, Wilhelm, anything that you
Apparently,
picked
I
up?
have not been reading the news at all this week.
Sure,
I guess, yeah.
sure.
New Year's and sleeping on New Year's Day. So,
Yeah, a lot of sleep,
Yeah.
No, it was a pretty slow week. I think for news that wasn't just complete horse shit.
Yeah, poor
Yeah.
Snapchat, you know. Target
Yeah.
and Snapchat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take that.
Yeah, take that. Target and Snapchat.
Well, you know, once we found out that Santa Claus was in fact white, it's a historical scientific fact. There was no news left to report.
Yeah. That
Smart
answered
internet.
all the
Yeah.
questions.
Santa just is white, okay?
Yeah, that's why it's like slow news week this week. 'Cause that's it.
Well,
how are you gonna top, how you gonna top
thing,
that?
the real last thing
Yeah.
was unfortunately Uncle Phil passing away.
That's
Yeah,
true.
there was
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
James Avery.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. Of course.
And yet Will Smith keeps making movies.
You know, I read that because someone obviously after Uncle Phil passed away decided to read his Wikipedia page, and when he was auditioning for the role of Uncle Phil, he walked into a room where Will Smith had his hat on sideways and had his feet up on a table, and he looked at Will Smith and said, "Put your hat on straight and put your feet down," and they were like, "You're hired." Like that's not
awesome.
being
It's like
that's not hyperbole.
Even
That's
if that
awesome.
story's not
Yeah.
real, you want it to be real.
Yeah.
That, I hear
that.
that kind of story about a lot of actors, like Danny DeVito auditioning for his role on Taxi. Like he'd never had an audition before, and he went in and he just slammed a script down on the table and was like, "Who wrote this horse shit?" And they're like, "You're hired."
Because I actually heard the opposite. By the time he got Taxi, he had like hundreds of rejections. But yeah, so maybe he was mixing it up, goes in there and like he was like, I'm gonna try something different, you know. And
Then you hear about
Maybe he was just
what's
being
the
short with him.
Sean Penn with
Yeah,
Spicoli, where he just went in and took his shirt off with his thumb over his head, and that's. I hear that. I think that people, maybe
know the-
romanticize these auditions a little.
Of course.
the one that I heard that I think is super funny is who's the gentleman that directed The Graduate? Mike Nichols,
Oh yeah, Mike Nichols, and you're talking about the
Robert
the,
Redford. Well, apparently, Robert Redford was auditioning for the part that ultimately would go to Dustin Hoffman in The Graduate,
Right.
and he wanted him to act, because Dustin Hoffman's character is like super shy and kind of introverted
squirrely.
and everything else. And Robert Redford, when he was auditioning, he was doing it too charismatically and with too much confidence. And Mike Nichols is like, I need you to act like the guy that doesn't get the girl. I need you, the guy that can't get the girl. And he goes, what do you mean?
Yeah, that makes
He's
sense.
like, sorry, we can't go with you. You have no idea what it's like. Yeah.
Yeah, and Hoffman in an interview about that movie, Hoffman talked about how really he was too short for the role. He wasn't really the guy they wanted. But at the end of all of the auditioning, they just said, fuck it, let's just try this guy. Like, and that was, I mean, that's a pinnacle of his career, you know.
Oh, Tootsie, I think was the pinnacle of his career.
Was it
No,
Tootsie?
it's Tootsie. He won an award for it.
I've never seen Tootsie.
Really?
I refuse to see Tootsie.
No, it's actually
Yeah,
good.
I
Bill
don't know.
Murray is fantastic in it.
Well, it's Bill Murray,
Yeah.
of course.
I'll watch anything with Bill Murray.
Now, Bill Murray, I think, was nominated for an Academy Award for his role in that. He was awesome.
If you can get a hold of him.
Yeah.
Bill Murray is like the A-team.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and take our next break, and we'll come back and ask you a couple questions.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Break.
We're here to rock you.
On the scale of 1 to Raven.
So, welcome back to the show. Yay. Segment 3, the Fightin' 3. So we had some homework this week. The question, especially because we had a new year, it's 2014, everyone. Remember
It
to write that
is.
on your checks if you ever write a check, I guess. Or fill out anything with a pen, ever.
What's a pen?
Yeah, what's a pen now?
What's a check?
What's a robot?
What's a robot?
The question was, what was your favorite story from 2013?
There were a lot of good ones. I did some homework.
A lot
on
of
this,
amazing stuff.
I have. I'm torn between two.
Okay, what's your favorite one?
I'm torn
Okay.
between two.
Should I
In Bruley
want me to flip a
style.
coin?
Yeah.
No. Can I just say both of them are short?
Yeah, sure.
The confirmation of the Higgs boson was a good one.
Yeah.
And finding Richard III under a fucking parking lot.
Sure.
That was awesome. Those
so
are my two favorites.
For the Higgs boson, what is the scientific relevance of finding the Higgs boson for people who don't know?
It explains mass.
It explains all.
It explains how things have mass,
Okay.
especially small things that shouldn't have mass but do.
Like turtles,
Like
Yes.
smaller than that.
Like leaves.
like peanut butter,
Yeah, like peanut butter.
like little peanut butter particles.
Why doesn't peanut butter float? Higgs boson.
Thanks, God particle.
Yeah, it worked out in the math for a long time, and they never found it. Then they found it, so it was confirmed.
Right.
That was a good thing to kind of go. Finally, this fucking math thing, it worked.
This maths.
I told you, Fred. Like,
There
you
is
owe me
math.
$20.
I don't understand your math, Kevin. Ben, what was your answer for the homework?
Just about everything about the new pope.
Yeah,
I'm not a big fan.
Sure.
Of Catholicism.
popes in general.
But he seems like a pretty cool guy.
Anything that stuck out specifically?
I just like the fact that he gets mad at his cardinals, whatever, for spending $20,000 a set of robes and says, cut that
sure,
shit out.
Sure.
Yeah.
Living in.
And he sneaks out to feed homeless people because they
man.
don't want him to leave
Yeah.
the compound. It's just just about everything about the dude.
No, yeah, new
He's
Pope
like the
was on my
Disney
list.
princess Pope.
Yeah.
Is that why you like him?
And Frozen came out, which is a great movie, I think.
Is it?
Yeah, I like it a lot. I've only seen it 300 or 400 times. So.
Oh, so you're still warming up to it.
If it was on in the car before you got in, I mean, I had the soundtrack.
He was in the back of
I'm
someone's
going to keep drinking
minivan
and
watching
singing
it.
a little bit.
Wilhelm, what did you decide?
Well, I mean, I had about 5 minutes to work here.
Of course, yeah.
But I
Would have it no
I
other
was
way.
reminded of, I don't even know when it was, but
Were you reminded of the springtime of your youth?
well, yeah, it was when Kim Jong Un threatened to like nuke several places, and then specifically named Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
he singled us out, and then like rather than get scared about it,
Because
the
he's
entire
never invited to South
Yeah.
by.
Yeah.
the city rejoiced. Everyone's like turned it into a meme. Yeah, so I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah,
So,
that was good.
Yeah.
And then apparently
it's telling.
he fed his uncle some tigers.
And then yes, a lot. Or no, it was dogs.
was
I
hungry
think,
dogs,
yes.
I think that was actually debunked, but I have to actually do the research for it.
Well, no, I think that part was, but he actually did have his uncle killed by
Yeah,
firing
yeah,
squad
right.
for
Yeah.
not applauding with enough
Fervor.
fervor.
Yes.
And then Dennis Rodman is his good buddy.
Yes.
It's bizarre.
Oh yeah, coming back from North Korea. Say, oh, hey man, it's all right.
That dude's rad, man.
Hey, it's all right.
I
Everything's
did
fine.
homework.
Sometimes you don't like your uncle,
Donnie, what's your answer?
The names of the Korean air pilots that crashed the plane: Something Wong, Wee Too Low, Holy Fuck,
Yeah,
Bang Ding Ow.
Give some backstory on that one because it sounds incredibly racist, and it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, it is, but it was really funny.
On purpose. It was supposed to be.
So yeah, there was that plane crash. The Korean Airlines planes crashed in San Francisco or whatever.
I remember.
And some intern confirmed with a fact checker for a local news station the names of the pilots and crew on the airplane, and their names were Something Wong, Wee Too Low, Holy Fuck, Bang Ding Ow.
And it actually came out on like the news.
It was
all
printed.
the
It was-
scroll.
it was
on the
They-
graphics.
Yeah.
Tragically
Yeah.
ironic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, yeah, none of that actually real. No one fact checked anything. And hooray media, I guess. Thank you, 2013.
Yeah. Way
Dylan,
to pull it out of the fire.
Dylan, what do you think?
Man, there were a lot of good things that happened. Well, I would say good to talk about. The Pope actually was the first on my list because it's one of the more interesting things that I think only time will really tell how much of an impact that actually does have on the church. It should and could be very changing for the entire Catholic Church, which has not changed in hundreds of years. So it's exciting to see that. So,
Thousands.
Sure.
So yeah, thousands is probably more.
Tweet for sure.
I guess number 2 would probably be Edward Snowden,
Yeah.
because that seems to be more and more
I would
real.
I would totally have said that if he wasn't a CIA shill.
You were talking to Alex Jones again, haven't you?
Everyone should.
Yeah.
Alex Jones and Aaron Sorkin's new television series, Shill. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, Edward Snowden, the whole thing, it seems the more time passes, the more he was actually right.
Or relevant.
Yeah.
And more he was actually whistleblowing. And apparently, actually, interesting enough, he is not protected by whistleblowing laws because he was a contractor, not an actual employee.
Also, because we don't have any.
No, there are.
No, yeah, but nobody. That's like the don't drive with open-toed shoes laws that a bunch of states have, including this one.
Yeah.
It's still a law, but nobody cares.
No,
Yeah.
well, in Snowden's case, I guess
Until you actually do it.
I think the New York Times was advocating that the amnesty or some kind of whatever.
Yeah.
And they were talking about whistleblowing protection for Edward Snowden, and it turned out he didn't actually qualify. So
Of course. Perfect. Can I have a round, please?
I'll do a round also.
And Mims, did you think of something while we were talking about?
No, I did not. When we were speaking earlier, though, I will say that Justin Bieber writing in Anne Frank's diary was pretty about Anne Frank being a
Technically,
believer.
it was, I guess, the Anne Frank's house guest book.
Yeah.
But, you know, but
Oh, it's
yeah,
I'm pretty sure security's a little better on the actual night.
breaking the
You're
glass
just writing a
cans.
diary.
I don't know. I mean,
Look,
Justin.
the latch was just open. And
It was my fault. I said the word diary earlier, so yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't do the homework, but
no,
that I think that one was pretty good. That was
pretty solid.
interesting.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Except it was 2012. Just kidding.
Was it that long ago?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Travis, how about you?
Mine was the Elvis impersonator framed by a kung fu instructor by sending Ryson to, let's see, it was Obama, one senator, and one Justice Court Judge, Sadie Holland. You just can't make that kind of shit up, you know?
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah. It was like,
That was a
especially
good one.
hearing about it and making sure that every single thing that came from did not come from The Onion. Because it is just so beautiful, and it's just
There'll be a movie
absurdity.
about it eventually.
Oh, absolutely.
On par with the woman astronaut that was wearing Depends driving across
Yeah.
the country.
Yeah,
Like,
that was awesome.
So who would play the Elvis impersonator in the movie? What do you think? Bruce Campbell?
Hopefully Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber.
He's the Elvis of our time.
Oh yeah, well, true story.
Clearly.
Yeah.
I don't want
Everyone.
to argue about this.
How could I be wrong? I'm sorry. You're. I stand corrected. I'm just going to excuse myself.
Also, everything Kanye West did this year.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
Clearly, it's the best thing that's ever happened.
Oh, yeah.
Anything
Yeah.
Kanye best did.
The
is
feud
best.
he has with Jimmy Kimmel, I think, is really funny.
That was a good one. Yeah.
And then, like, speaking of Jimmy Kimmel, that video that went viral that he did with the girl that was
That he
trying to
faked,
twerk upside
yeah.
down and she falls through
Oh,
the glass
yeah.
table, sets herself on fire.
Forget
Like, that prank that he pulled on the public, I thought that
was
was
good.
pretty great.
Very,
So-
very well put together. Very, just everything was so clean. Yeah, very, very nice. Like Kanye West, I think actually I'd say Kanye West is the winner for all of this because
Because he says so.
he's just a constant winner, you know. I mean,
He tells us he's won all the
he's-
time.
He's yeah, for sure. He's up, everyone. Thank everyone for doing their homework.
I have a bunch of others if you guys want to discuss any cool stuff.
Oh, let's do that in the break.
So I just okay.
Yeah, and we'll come back after this.
Break.
We're here to rock you.
Love you. Here's your chamomile. Great, thanks. Welcome back to the show.
Yay!
One segment, the fighting fourth,
The marching for it.
the marching fourth, the marching fourth war. We want to ask some questions about our own people here. Ben Hampton had a great idea. Let's ask
Novel.
What were your novel idea? Profound, apt. What were your New Year's resolutions?
Is that a thing?
Ones
still?
that we intend to
Is-
keep
Yeah.
or ones that we intend to break?
Oh no!
Ones you tell to people or ones you're going to do?
do people? I mean, like, what would you tell your parents? What were the New Year's resolutions?
I'm going to take this shot.
You want to take the shot
Yeah.
and let's talk about it.
That's easy. It's
I
an easy
resolved to take
resolution.
this
Told
shot.
my folks I would drink less.
Right.
Yeah.
For those who are unfamiliar, New Year's resolution is. Adam, did you have a New Year's resolution this year?
I sure didn't.
You just said fuck it.
I was in comfy pants and drunk, so it was pretty much smooth sailing.
Have you
phenomenal.
ever had a New Year's resolution?
Nothing relevant that
Nothing,
I kept
yeah.
or anything cool.
Is,
Like,
is it because of principle? Trying not
no, it's because I'm an irresponsible shit.
keep money out of the pockets of big resolution and their gift cards.
That's right, big
yeah.
resolution. That's the problem.
The greeting card companies and
big
their
gift card, yeah.
fake resolutions.
No, I didn't even think about it this year at
Sure,
all. Like
sure.
we had people over, had a party, it was fun, and stayed up way too late, and I was drunk and I went to sleep.
Sure. Okay.
And then it was a new year, and I was like, ding ding.
Hooray, New Year.
Hey, my kid's awake before I am.
No
Again.
regret.
But it was 2 in the afternoon, to be fair. I mean, let's be
Sure. There is that.
Yeah.
How about you, Mims? Did you have a New Year's resolution?
I would really enjoy it if I could stop saying like in the middle of my sentences all the time because that's
Okay.
pretty horrible.
Okay. So
You know, different cultures
you're
have
gonna get
different
rid of your verbal crutches.
sounds that they
and
make for verbal crutches.
Yeah.
Like we have and
Japanese is eto, ano.
Yeah.
or
It's
eto,
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we also have like.
Well, like wasn't really part of language until it was shoved in,
clueless.
much like Avril Lavigne, if you will, to believe.
Well, what you can do to help accelerate that is perhaps bring it back down to the us or ums of common English.
Or shock yourself.
True story.
yeah,
I used
yeah.
to say and so much as a child that a priest actually made me cry because he was making. I said it so much. He was like, just kept
God.
yelling at me.
Fucker.
And again, that's why we're happy we have
Yeah,
the new pope.
because Jesus said that.
New pope wouldn't do
New
that.
Pope would not do that.
New Pope would never make fun of
He'd
my
wash your
crutches.
feet and fix you right
Yeah.
then.
Doesn't he know that Jesus used the word dude as a period at the end of sentences? Everyone knows that. Yeah, Wilhelm knows this.
Fact.
Yeah.
Fact.
He works for the IRS.
New
He knows.
Testament fact.
I actually
That's right.
only started saying like because I was making fun of a friend who said like all the time in junior high. And she said like, I was like, oh, like this, like this, like it
Yeah,
was
you
like,
can't stop.
and it stuck fucking forever.
Yeah.
Which,
Congratulations.
Being a dick.
Part of my charm. What?
So you get for
That's
being
what I
a
get
dick.
for being a dick.
Yeah,
Well,
it's a
she was
curse.
really into Axl Rose at the time, and so I'm kind of vindicated. You know,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, that's true.
Wilhelm.
I have 2 resolutions that are carry forwards from I think probably 2011 that I re-up them every year.
Keep shooting for the stars.
Yeah, I was like, learn Spanish or play piano. Like I'm always like, that'd be fun, right? Like those, yeah.
How about Spanish piano?
Yeah, there you go.
I like how learning
accordion.
either of those things is not fun.
No, yeah, it's just, I mean, but with the advent of the Rosetta Stone and easily affordable keyboards, I should, of course, yeah, but I mean, with what free time? So,
Right.
you know, it's.
Those are good ones, though, because they're not like
Yeah.
stupid, unrealistic. I'm going to lose 45 pounds tomorrow.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
it's,
also, like,
no, those are productive goals.
the
then.
learning a new language thing, like without being immersed in it and constantly bombarded by it, like a
It's-
year is
it's
not
tough.
enough.
Well, and
It's
it's
tough.
like
Well, Spanish.
Absolutely
could be,
right.
could be pretty easy.
My sister, she plea bargained to get out. Well, she didn't plea bargain to get out of college, but she walked into the advisor's office and she was in like liberal arts or natural sciences purgatory at UT. Like she couldn't get into the School of Communications, and so she was just in this school. And she went to her advisors and she said, "Which one am I closest to?" And the advisor's like, "You're really close to a Spanish degree." And she's like, "I want it." And so she, and now my sister's bilingual. She's fluent in Spanish, and she's
Vamonos.
like, she's a somebody at Hot Schedules, like with the tech support and like working with you know, I mean, it's crazy. And I'm just like, well, so whenever she gets frustrated with me because I speak like broken Spanish, I just yell words, and it drives her bananas.
Well, you guys spend a lot of time in the bar industry,
Bananas.
so yeah.
A lot of restaurants, back of house, a lot of profanity. Yeah, it just
Well,
yeah, but
sure, kitchen Spanish is different though, for
but-
sure.
that and yeah. So
I mean,
that,
the Rosetta Stone does not have a kitchen Spanish. I've looked for it because that's more functional, really, in my way of life as a kitchen stalker.
I think you have a whole new game plan there. Business model right there.
yeah.
Kitchen Spanish, Rosetta Stone.
Business Spanish is a lot easier.
it's a special one.
Yeah.
Specifically kitchen Spanish.
How about you, Ben?
Like,
This year, I'm going to try to do more sleep. I'm really terrible about that.
I like that.
You're pretty bad about sleep.
Sometimes you're really, really, really super good about it though. Like you go to sleep at 6:30.
Yeah, but what I do
On the
is I
couch.
go to sleep at 3 a.m. and wake up at 8 a.m. or 3 to 7 or 3 to 6:30 for weeks, and then I finally just go to bed at 6:30 p.m. and sleep until 6:30 a.m. It's not healthy. It's not.
Evan's
good.
gonna be really upset about that resolution you made.
I know.
He's gonna have no.
But
Well, I mean, Justin's.
I'm
still
gonna have
there.
to cut off
Not you. Different.
the games by 11:30. That's just how it's gonna be.
As in
That's
video games.
That's actually a better resolution
video games.
because
don't do that to yourself.
I know, man. No, that just means I take away from family time to start video games earlier. I'm not going to give up video games.
Oh well, hey,
let's give it
there's your
family.
balance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
By
but
the
Evan
way,
can't play then.
We walked over on the running trail on the way over here, and we saw lots of resolutions happening, and it was hilarious.
Yeah.
I have never seen so much pain in so many people's faces.
Yeah, the
You give it 6 weeks, it'll fall
it,
off.
it
real
was
quick.
bad.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
were just
You're
sweating out
generous.
queso.
The nature's gym.
It was
Yeah.
so funny.
Are the
So good.
gyms like blown up right now?
Oh,
yeah, they're
I
fucking
haven't
retarded.
seen it
This
yet.
week was
but
ridiculous.
But
Yeah.
I've on purpose. I've been going at like 9 o'clock at night now because I'm just like I just don't want.
I'm a tubby alcoholic.
My
I don't
general
go to the
rule
gym,
is the
so-
first week or two of the new year, don't go to the gym because it's so full of people who are just in your way.
You
and-
should resolve to take 2 weeks off.
and actually, the best deals you can get from gyms are in February.
Right now.
Right.
Yeah,
But-
right now
Oh,
through
because
February.
they gouge
No,
you
because
all the
in
New Year's
February
resolutions
people start dropping off,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Well, we're just making money; it doesn't matter." So yeah, if you can haggle better in February than
Yeah.
you can in January because it's
The laughs
easy
are probably
money.
better in January though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course,
yeah.
yeah.
well, like Mims was saying, is pain. Just lots of pain.
I assure you, people were just dragging their feet while they were trying to run. It was just like scraping gravel. It was wonderful.
Yeah,
I don't-
with their phones out. and-
There's a lot of
Faces
ladies
are
in the
all red
gym
and flush and
this week
sweat.
that are reading books while on the little hip abductor and the thigh
Sure.
adductor,
Yeah,
whatever.
sure.
You know, if you can read a book while you're doing
You're
it,
not
probably
doing it hard, yeah.
working
Yeah.
out hard enough.
for sure.
yeah.
Dylan, what about you?
Well, for the past 5 years or so, this year was the exception.
Do you have a carryover too?
I've had one carryover for like 5 years where I've tried to start smoking every year on New Year's,
Oh, that's true. I forgot about that. Yeah.
and it never sticks.
No, of course
because
not.
it tastes like shit.
Yeah,
Yes, it does.
it's the worst.
But yeah, every like 5 years, like New Year's Eve, all right, start smoking. Oh, this is disgusting.
That's
Yeah.
the first
And then,
place myself
yeah.
in harm's way resolution that I've heard.
I've never finished a pack of cigarettes. So I was New Year's. I intend to start smoking and
he's
never
doing it
do.
for his portfolio, though.
Yeah.
You know, like he's just to get that in his
Right.
little
I
pocket.
want to look
He's
cool.
not coming into it at the right angle. He's always coming into it at the portfolio angle. And
I just wanna
it's
look
never
cool.
gonna work.
So
Hey, John McClane makes cigarettes very cool. That's
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe you have to wear a wife beater when you do it.
I haven't tried that.
And get into an air.
Try doing it in a
ventilation
black
duct.
and
Yeah.
white
I
photo.
think we might have something.
Walk
here.
with bare feet across a bunch of glass.
Yeah.
And then within the wife beater.
Welcome to Flavor Country, Mr. Falcon.
I do have one more resolution
while
that
skiing in the Alps.
that comes to mind.
Oh, here's
I tried to. I always blow off Halloween and the cost. Like I always say, I'm just not going to go to a costume party. I'm not going to celebrate Halloween. Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
and I
that's
always
hard.
inevitably get invited to one, and then on the 11th hour have to like throw this piece of shit costume together.
Yeah.
I would very much like to be ready.
That's
for
this
year
Halloween.
you
That's
are
a good
dwarf.
one. Like, I
That's,
want-
that's
yeah.
actually my real one because every year, about a weekend to Halloween, I just want to do something so fantastic. So, with the help of good intentions and maybe a little bit of money, I want to go as a very passable Tom Hardy Bane from like bald. I will fucking do the bald thing and be the big swole, shaved up, all everything guy with a good vest and all of the trimmings.
sweet.
You know, I want to do it right.
Well, I believe we still have some chicken steroids around here somewhere, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna need some chicken stirrups.
Good
for
callback.
sure.
Chicken steroids.
You're
chicken
going to need a
stirrups.
number of them.
I just want a partner. Oh, I'm sorry. I just want one person to go to a costume party with me. So if you really miss out on this year, I just want someone to weekend at Bernie's it with me. Can we just tie a mannequin to ourselves and wear
go.
Dockers?
Nice.
And
Nice.
Or that, or if I do drop the ball, a good enough costume that we could, because I always like go too big, like with my shitty costume, so then it just looks like Yeah. Anyways,
It was like a tampon every time.
Do you remember my Marge Simpson costume at Hula Hut? How horrible that was. People thought I was syphilis. It was really bad.
That's a pretty big gap.
Wow.
That's
what she
pretty
said.
big mistake to make.
I tried to dye my hair blue. I was committed. I was definitely committed. So I tried
Committed
to dye
to
my
the
hair
bad
blue
idea,
myself, which was a bad idea. So the blue didn't take I had to bleach my hair first.
Tim Crawford blew himself successfully, though. That was pretty great.
Oh, that was good.
A
Well,
number
my
of
hair was
times.
just orange, and then I used the wrong type of body paint, and so it was pilling off, and I had on this green dress, and people asked me if I was syphilis or a cornstalk.
Wow. That completely. Yeah. That, they
I'm
missed the
still
target.
searching for the best Jareth costume to find from
Sure.
Labyrinth.
Well, first,
Oh.
make pudding. 2, put
Hey.
pudding in a bag.
That's the easy part.
3, put pudding
that is
bag
the
into
easy
your
part, my
crotch.
friend.
Yeah, just get some tights and a Ziploc bag of chocolate pudding.
It's an elaborate getup. I mean, he's got
is.
a
Oh,
lot
yeah,
of
for
stuff
sure.
going
You
on
should talk
there.
to Jessie. She'll make you a costume.
I'm gonna pay her to make me a Jareth.
She's going to make you buy all the materials for
That's
it.
fine.
So there you
I'm
go.
fine with that.
Great resolutions. These are great
hey,
everything.
for
The reason why
Halloween-
we're asking resolutions because we didn't have any questions this week. We like it if you ask us some questions. You can go to drunkcastlive.com/ask us some questions. Questions at drunkcastlive. You can also go to facebook.com/drunkcastlive or twitter.com/drunkcastlive. You can go. There's a iTunes comment section if you really want to, but yeah, whatever.
But we don't. know
Ask
where
us
it
some
is.
questions. We will answer those questions. Let's go back to one more round and our toast segment. And we'll be back after this.
Break.
Too long. Trying to settle in some riches with a space too small now. Here's an example.
Just tell me the illegal parts.
The federal law part.
Dedicated base and some status on the street. You never get an 8 to win, so he's the best.
Welcome back to the show. Episode 67 has been fun so far. We're at a toast segment. So, toast segment.
The rules of toast segment.
The rules. The march of toast segment. We
Here
have
are the rules.
shots in
bad
front of us, and we need to have someone give us a toast. Either something we've talked about, something that's happened this year, last year.
Guess what, noob?
It's one of them. It's either Mims or it's Wilhelm who's
Should be
going to
Mims
give us.
because Justin did it before. So.
Did I?
Yeah,
Probably.
Are you sure he did it before? I don't think he did it before.
Well, he's been here before, so
I have been here before.
we probably forced him to
Means
do it.
we
then.
probably made him do it.
However, because of the rules of engagement, no, Ben has never done it either.
Whoa!
No, Ben toasted last week.
I have to go pee.
Oh.
Here's to peeing.
The brain
Here,
toasted
everyone.
last week.
To peeing.
To peeing.
Peeing.
Ashes to ashes.
Urination.
Piss to piss.
Beer to piss.
Ashes to ashes, beer to pee.
Fantastic.
It's just rented.
It is just written.
Yeah.
It's a lovely suit. Be ashamed to ruin it.
Carl. Shit, what's the
Those boobs.
no? What's the name of the name of the shit? I forgot.
The name of the suit that
Yeah.
Takagi's wearing?
I have two myself.
I
yeah.
have to my.
Yeah.
Rumor is Arafat gets his there.
Yeah. Shit.
We had a great time here on Drunkcast Live. I want you to listen to everything we've ever done by going to drunkcastlive.com. You can go to the iTunes store and you can download or subscribe. You can also go to the Feedburner. We'll actually have a series of any other subscription options you prefer. You can go to drunkcastlive.com. You can go to facebook.com/drunkcastlive for updates. You can go to twitter.com/drunkcastlive for updates as well. See where we are. Ask us some questions, whatever you like. I want to thank, of course, Ben for being on the show.
Oh, thank you.
I want to thank Adam for being on the show.
Thank
I
you.
want to thank Dylan for helping me run the show.
I just show up.
I want to thank Willem for coming back on the show.
Pleasure was all mine.
You're always welcome. And I want to thank Mims for surprisingly coming on the show. You were fantastic. You're always fantastic, and I love seeing you.
Madam Hims.
It was John Phillips, London. That's what
Ah, yes.
John Phillips Sutsa.
Yes.
And I'm your host, Travis Kildorf. We love you so much, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
I got my old soul shoes tripping on this deep groove.
Drunkcast Live is a podcast recorded live at Don's Depot in Austin, Texas. Although they are kind enough to allow us the venue, Don's Depot is not responsible for our content or the opinions of any host or guests. All break and intro music is used with respect to the original artist and can be removed from any show when necessary. If you are in the Austin area and like to join a recording, or if you just want to know more about the show, please check us out at drunkcastlive.com or check out @drunkcastlive on Twitter.
What the deal is?
What's the question, sir?
Do we remember our last year's resolution? We talked about them on this show. I was here.
I don't remember.
How do we do?
Well, let's.
I did pretty great on mine because mine was totally general.
We'll have to go to the clip.
Yeah.
This is the day that I'm deciding I'm finally going to do a good thing. Good. Yeah. Fuck you.